Hi guys! Thank you for visiting LOL Custom Crafty Creations. I'm Tammy and today I'm going to show you how to fix a wobbly head for your LOL dolls. It doesn't matter if it's a custom doll or one of your regular collection that you pick from the store, but we all know that we've gotten at least a couple dolls, if you're a bigger collector, probably a lot, that have a lot of severity with the heads that kind of just act like they're not even connected very well. So I'm going to show you a trick on how to fix that so that it is able to still be moved, so you're not super gluing it in place, but also so that it actually stays where you want it to stay. So what I have here is I have the Deco Art Duraclear varnish. You can use gloss, satin, any of it, as long as it's one of these you should be good. I choose this because it's something I have readily available, but it's also a more permanent solution, whereas if you were to use the stickers, like some people have suggested just putting them in the base of the head or regular Elmer's glue, those things aren't going to have the permanence or the longevity. So if you're moving it around a lot, odds are it's going to wear and then those would fall apart, whereas this, I've had really good results with it staying as it needs to be and still being able to use the head and having the mobility. So depending on how loose the head is, you're going to dip it in there, and you can also use clear nail polish. I know I've seen people saying that they've used that as well, but this is just one of the things that I have that I prefer to use for my dolls. So you're gonna, if it's really, really loose, put a good chunk in there, like drop quite a bit in there, but this one I've already done once, so I am just gonna do a little second coat and just swirl it around in there and make sure that it's covering all areas. And as you can see, it's nice and wet in there, lots of varnish. So now after that, you're going to want to set that somewhere where it's able to, preferably where it's level. I know because of her hair, it's not really level at the moment. I'll fix that when I set it aside, but you're going to want to put it somewhere that it's able to be exactly like this, so it dries evenly, whereas if you have it tilted, you're going to have all of that, especially if you put a lot, all of the varnish is going to go to one side, and then it's going to have an angle, which then when you put the head back onto the body, it's going to be kind of wonky and weird. So you're going to want to make sure that this is level as it dries, and at least give it a couple hours and check it. But I would say if you have a lot and you're using a good amount, definitely leave it overnight, or at least 6 to 8 hours, so that it's got enough time to dry. This is a small, more enclosed area, so it's not going to dry as fast as other things. So just make sure that you have it somewhere set aside and you give it plenty of time to dry before you try to put it back onto the body. So another thing that I typically do as well, and especially if it's just slightly loose, you can also take the varnish and just go with a little bit right around the neck at the top, and try to keep it where it's more on the upper end, because especially like with this, I'm using a gloss, so if once the head is put on, you're still seeing some of that neck, you're going to see a little bit of the glossiness, whereas if you use the matte version, which is also another good option, that one you won't see any of the varnish and the sealer afterwards once it's dried. So once this dries, and especially if I didn't have the head sitting with a bunch of sealer in it, I would put that on, which if you're doing just a really light coat on the body, or the neck I should say, that will dry pretty quickly. I mean, it's 10 minutes and you should be good to go. But if you're putting thicker coats on, multiple coats, or you're having a large amount, just make sure that you give it ample amount of time to dry. And then let me grab one of the other dolls that I did already complete. And this one is my daughter's doll, and it's her replica doll that I just finished. As you can see, once it has dried on the inside, you won't even notice it. It's very clear. I didn't do around the neck on this one, but because I did want to make sure that at least it's stuck on there, it snapped on and it moves really well. And I did put a little bit too much, but so it's making it a little stiffer. But that's why I say try going at least, use as little as you need first, because you can always add more. And even if you put too much and it's a little stiff, if you don't like it being stiff, you can always redo it, especially if you put it on the neck. Or even in the head, you can use a Q-tip with some acetone, 100% acetone that I've used before, so you can try again if you choose to do so. But if you go in steps and do little amounts first, you'll get to the point where you figure out what's the position that you want it and you like it the best. But as far as that goes, that is the quick, easy way how to fix your dolls that have those wiggly wobbly heads. If you guys have anything that you would like me to discuss or to do any videos on, please feel free to leave a comment below. Make sure to subscribe and follow us on Facebook and Instagram at LOL Custom Crafty Creations. Thanks and have a good day, guys. Bye.